What is going on YouTube land? I am Chris Catalunya. Before we get into this shoe review today, go ahead and check out my Instagram, Chris Catalunya with the underscore at the end. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. Help me fight that algorithm. I greatly appreciate it. Like last time, once we hit that 25,000 subscriber mark here on this channel, I'm gonna give away 2 more Supreme skateboard decks. One in that green camel colorway and one in the chrome colorway. Seriously, just hit the subscribe button. Funny story, my parents actually came up to Austin, Texas to help me work on my car. I just don't feel comfortable working on my car by myself, especially since I don't have a garage. I needed to replace the CV axle, the control arm, the wheel hub, the wheel bearing. You get the picture. I was in the middle of working on things, then I got an Instagram notification from No Comply, and they had posted first come first serve, come now, the Kevin Perez's Nike SB Dunks, otherwise known as the Doraemon Dunks. You need to come now if you want these. And so I dropped all my tools, I left my parents, I stole their car, and then I headed straight down to No Comply, Austin, Texas. I drove hella fast. I definitely mishandled their car. And being about 15 minutes away, I still managed to cop a pair. I was like third to the last in line. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you know weeks leading up to this release, I was telling people stay away from this, do not buy this shoe. If you don't know what Doraemon is, get away. This is not a quick flip for me. This is something that I really want. This is sentimental. Of course, I don't really expect people to listen to me, but I just had to put it into the world. Majority of my childhood was spent living in Japan. A lot of American kids, your Saturday morning cartoons consisted of Biker Mice from Mars, G.I. Joe, Pokemon, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In Japan, my Saturday morning cartoons consisted of Bakuso Kyodai, Let's and Go, Slam Dunk, Dragon Ball GT, which finished like 6 years before it even came to the States, Sailor Moon, and of course, Doraemon. Now, if you're not familiar with Doraemon, it is a children's cartoon that is syndicated and translated into many languages throughout Asia. It's in the Philippines, India, South Korea, of course Japan, China, Thailand, etc. There's just so many countries that watch this show. The show has been modernized several times over since the 60s, late 70s, and I think there's even like a CGI version of the show nowadays. I'm not sure if Americans were formally introduced to Doraemon via American television, but I know they did have several collaborations with Uniqlo and Takashi Murakami and Bait. I actually have a Bait t-shirt on right now. So the premise of the show, Doraemon is a blue robot cat from the future. The owner, the creator, sends him back into the past to thwart like the family line. He wants his great grandpa not to marry a particular person, and so he sends him back into the past to thwart that marriage and to just accompany his great grandpa and his friends. While going into the past, or what we think is the present day, Doraemon befriends the great grandfather in kid form. He befriends his friends, and they go on like these different adventures throughout the TV show. Now, when they get into these adventures, they get into some mischief and whatnot, and to like alleviate the situation or to evade the situation or remedy the situation, Doraemon has this pocket in the front of him which reveals a different dimension in which he can stuff a bunch of different gadgets. It's just an endless pocket. It's almost like the Dora the Explorer backpack. I think that's a good summation for a children's TV show. Now onto the review. Forget the W that I got on the Chunky Donkeys, forget the W on the Grateful Deads, but if you haven't checked out those reviews, click the link above. When I saw the press release for these, when I saw them on the different blogs and Instagram and whatnot, I immediately knew that I needed this shoe. And I was kind of confused because it was a Nike SB Kevin Perez. And Kevin Perez, he is a Nike SB skater, but I couldn't find any information about him concerning Doraemon. I didn't know if he had like an affinity towards the show or not, so that was kind of a letdown. These were an orange label release. This is the cardboard box, the Nike swoosh in orange, the Nike SB in the gloss, and the label in the front. Now, in stating that it is a Nike orange label release, that means this pair is actually pretty limited. The numbers are pretty minuscule. And in the state of Texas, as big as Texas is, we only have 4 orange label skate shops. We have 2 in Austin and 2 in Houston. These joints retailed at $100 USD at tax and VAT just based on where you reside. Now looking at the resale market, because they are a pretty limited pair, looking at StockX, GOAT, or SneakerCon, these are fetching anywhere between $400 and $500. And I only anticipate that price going up because these aren't released on Sneakers USA and they probably won't be released on there. Just looking at the upper of the shoe, I'm brought back to my childhood. I envision myself being sandwiched in between my brother and my sister on the bed, watching the TV with the old school rabbit ears. It's just that the white, the red, that specific hit of blue, that specific blue, it just brings me back to a peaceful time. Those specific panels done up in blue on the ankle strap, the heel counter, the lacing system, the toe box area. This is done up in a hairy suede material and actually feels pretty good to the touch. And these serve as a border for the white pebble leather that is going on the quarter panel, the vamp with the perforated holes, and at the heel or the collar of the shoe. And that pebble leather, you can really see the crevices. To give the shoe that extra pop to resemble Doraemon's nose and his collar, we have that red Nike swoosh that wraps from the lateral to the medial side of the shoe. And in typical form, this is normally done in a leather or a pleather, but in this case, I think it's done in a flocked vinyl material. And I can't ever get mad at getting two sets of laces. The red is the default, the white is the secondary. Both are oval in shape and of a mixed variant fabric. Behind those sets of laces is a white mesh tongue where the top of the tongue features a yellow woven label with Nike SB font or branding, and I like this because it's representative of Doraemon's bell collar. Delving to the inside of the shoe, the back side of the tongue features this orange cotton fabric which has a pocket where you can go to the fourth dimension or pull out your cool gadgets just like Doraemon, and it is secured with these Velcro strips at the top. In removing the insole, we get that Doraemon blue fabric going on with the Nike SB Zoom Air logo done up in white at the heel. Now, flipping it over, we have a lesser firm foam right here, the gray which is a lot more firm, and the Nike Zoom Air unit at the heel, which is a pocket that encloses or encapsulates tensile fibers and pressurized air to combat impact. Both the midsole done up in white and the outsole done up in blue, and the spot of red is employing a blown rubber component to enable flexibility and durability. Now, typical of your Dunk, you have your Jordan 1 traction marking system on the bottom where the circles are at the top, the grid marking at the bottom, and your branding Nike SB smack dab in the middle. When it comes to sizing, normally I'm rocking a size 8.5 or a 9 US. 8.5 being my true to size, these fit true to size. Now, if you don't know your sizes and Dunks, I suggest that you go to your local skate shop, try on a Dunk pair that is there, like an available style, and then go elsewhere to pull the trigger. In terms of comfortability, I tend to like Dunks a lot more than Jordan 1s. I think they're a lot more lightweight, they tend to be a lot more breathable, and that Zoom Air unit on the inside of Dunk highs just feels a lot better than a Dunk shoe, and these are geared for skaters, so you know it's going to be a lot more durable. Overall, I really do love this orange label release of the Nike SB Dunk High, the Doraemon Dunks. Even though that's the unofficial name of the shoe, even though this is not an official collaboration and it is a Kevin Perez shoe, I really think that they did this shoe right. I really love that specific Doraemon blue color. I just wish that there was some story with it. I wish Kevin Perez would come out on his IG and say something like, oh yeah, I used to watch this as a kid. I don't know, that would just give me some confirmation. From the colors used, the materials used on the shoe, that pebble leather, that hairy suede, that flocked vinyl, even employing that 4D pocket on the inside of the tongue, it just wraps this whole package together perfectly. It's a good shoe. It brings me back to my childhood, and I'm glad I stopped everything I was doing under the car to get these. Alright guys, I think this is a good stopping point for this video. What do you think about this Nike SB Kevin Perez, or the unofficial name, the Doraemon Dunks? Is this a good pickup? A bad pickup? Did you watch Doraemon as a kid? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Go and check out my Instagram, Chris Catalunya with the underscore at the end. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. And guys, once we hit that 25,000 subscriber mark here on this channel, I'm gonna give away 2 more Supreme decks, that green camo and that chrome deck. So subscribe to the channel, fight that algorithm. Alright guys, I'm Chris Catalunya, and we will check you next time. Cheers. See you now.